Welcome back to the channel, everybody. For those of you that are new here, my name is Carson. My brother and I have been flipping land for just over 3 years now. And in this video, I'm going to be breaking down the top 10 questions that we get all the time, that we get on our Instagram, that we get on our YouTube, that we get in person of people trying to start out in real estate, trying to start out with land flipping, trying to start out in this business, or maybe they're already flipping houses, maybe they're already flipping land, maybe they're already making some deals, but they want to scale that up to, not just doing $25,000 a month in profit, getting that to $125,000 a month, or scaling that out to a team, or maybe you're just trying to get your first deal done under your belt so that you can scale. But that's what I'm going to be breaking down in this video. And again, if you guys are enjoying these videos, as always, go ahead and like and subscribe down below. Shows you guys are enjoying these videos. We enjoy making them, and we will continue to keep making them. This is the 4th day in a row now. We are trying to do daily videos for you guys. So hope you guys are enjoying them. We are going to continue making them. And again, if you haven't yet, like and subscribe down below. And we're going to go ahead and get right into it. So the first question is, what actually is virtual land flipping? So over the past 40 months, my brother and I have done just over $6.2 million in revenue, about 760 deals. So we're getting close to about 800 deals now, totaling up to about $5 million in profit. So what we are doing is we're getting a piece of land under contract with a seller. Then we flip that contract to an actual builder who buys and purchases the property. So we don't put our own money into the deal. The builder fronts the cash and then pays us out and pays the seller out with their cash. And it goes through a title company. So I have another video on the channel that talks about what a title company is, but it's super simple. They just handle the transaction. So let's say, for example, I get a seller under contract with me at $30,000. Now, I don't actually have to put the $30,000 up, okay? What I do is I find a builder, which is super simple. I'm going to explain it. It's another one of these questions in here. I'm going to explain how to do it. But you find a builder who will pay $40,000 for that same property that you got under contract. So you get the builder at $40,000, you get the seller at $30,000, and then you send those two contracts into a title company. 2 to 3 weeks later, you get paid out a wire or a check of that $10,000 difference, that $10,000 in profit. So pretty cool, pretty insane business model. My brother actually stumbled upon this a few months before I got into it with him, but pretty insane business model that not a lot of people have heard of, where you can actually flip a property without owning it, without putting money into the deal. So pretty insane. That's the business model that we've been running for the past 40 months, and we've taught over 100 people now to get into that business. But that is what virtual land flipping is you're getting a piece of land under contract with you, then you pass that off to a builder. You make the whole profit in between, whether it's $2,000 or whether it's $200,000. You will see we've hit some bigger deals, but the average profit per deal is just over $8,200 for us over the past 3 years. So that's question number one. Question number two, I'm sure a lot of you guys are wondering. So maybe you've seen about wholesaling real estate. Maybe you've seen about wholesaling houses. A lot of you guys probably have the same question. Why did you guys choose to flip land over houses? So a lot of people just overlook land. Everybody thinks that there's more money in houses. They think that there's bigger deals in houses, but I'm here to tell you that's not true. And I mean, if you want to continue trying to flip houses, if you want to continue, spending tens of thousands of dollars on marketing and having deals fall through when you think they're about to close, and having buyers back out and having nobody to sell your property to, having to deal with inspection periods, having to deal with agents going out to the property, this is all just roadblocks and headaches that you simply don't want to deal with. If you don't have to go through all this mess and headache, why are you going to put yourself through that, right? So my brother was actually trying to wholesale houses when he got started out in this business. We were in college. This was a little over 3 years ago. This was April of 2022. So he was trying to wholesale houses. He was texting sellers. Finally, somebody answered back and said, hey, I don't want to sell my house, but I do want to purchase more land. I want to purchase 20 lots a month in the zip code. And he said, lot? The heck are you talking about lot? What do you mean you want to buy lots? And he said, I'm a builder. I'm buying 20 to 30 lots a month. If you can find me lots in this zip code, 33976, whatever the zip code was, I will pay $40,000 for anything you can find me. And he said, okay, let's see if this guy's legit. And he found him 7 properties that next day that he could buy at $40,000. But my brother didn't get them at $40,000. My brother got it at $32,000, made $8,000 profit. Got it at $35,000, made $5,000 profit. Got it at $33,000, made $7,000 profit. He's never made over $2,000 in a month in his life. My brother made $38,000 profit in 1 week doing this business model on land. And he was like, holy crap, this is such a rinse and repeat business, where this guy tells me any lot in this area, because he's buying 20 to 30 of them identically in the same area, there's nothing else that goes into it other than making sure that it wasn't on a main road and that there was no wildlife. and he would buy every single one that he could bring him. As soon as he emailed it over, he would sign off the contract. They'd get it sent right into title. It would close 2 weeks later. And my brother was like, holy crap, like we could really run this up. We're adding value because we don't have to rip the seller off like you do with wholesaling houses, which is technically what you have to do. You have to offer pennies on the dollar and basically lowball them, as I'm sure a lot of you guys know. And with this, you're offering $30,000, but the seller is going to avoid 6 to 8, even sometimes 10% in realtor fees with agents that list land. So they already avoid, $3,000 off the bat, and they avoid the closing costs of about $2,000. So already off the bat, you're saving them about $5,000, $6,000, $7,000, and then they don't have to sit and wait for it on the market for a year. You get it closed with them with the builder in about 3 to 4 weeks. So you offer the speed and the convenience, and they avoid those fees. They're happy to get this done at $30,000. They are very happy in the end with this deal, and it's a fair deal for them. So you get it at 30, give it to the builder at 40, which is like $2,000 below actual market value, and then you profit the $10,000 in between as the middleman. So it's a pretty insane business model to where you're actually creating some value here with the seller, with the buyer, and because you're connecting all these dots, you get paid pretty handsomely in between. So that is why we pick land over houses, in the long story short. And then a few more reasons why is, I just want to harp this fact with you guys, is when somebody lives in a house, they have emotional attachment, or they have somebody living in the house, they have a tenant, they have a family member, something like that. And they're not too keen on selling the property because they're attached to it, right? They've had it in the family for 40, 50 years. They actually use the property. They have memories in the house. I remember when my kids went to college, they were walking out that front door, right? They have all these memories, and they're not too happy to sell the property where it will take weeks to sign a contract. They might back out or try to back out. You have all these things to deal with. With land, they either got these properties passed down in their family, or they paid a few $100s to a few $1,000s. They paid extremely cheap. So when we come in and offer somebody $30,000, they paid $3,000. They make a $27,000 profit. The only thing they've been doing is paying taxes on these properties all these years, and they don't have real intention to build on these properties. So they've been sitting here with a piece of land, that they didn't know what the hell to do with. They've been sitting on it, paying taxes, have no intentions to build, didn't even know they could liquidate and sell it in a month. We come in and say, hey, you know what? I specialize in land. I have a builder ready to pick this up in 30 days. I can give you $30,000 and I cover all fees. It's going to be a smooth, seamless, amazing transaction. I've done this time and time again, and it's going to be smooth. I'll handle everything. I'll handle the contracts. I'll handle the title work. I'll get everything done. They say, wow, Carson, that sounds awesome. You'll give me $30,000 cash and it'll close in a month. Let's do it. Where's the contract? They sign it. We send it into the title company. We make $10,000 for an hour or two of work, which is pretty crazy. But that's why we pick land over houses. And another question that a lot of people have is, do you have to know sales? Like, how are you getting these deals? Do you have to have a perfect negotiation tactic? Do you have to have a perfect sales pitch? And the answer is no. You don't necessarily need to know sales. A lot of people have the misconception that when you're doing this business is that it is sales, but that's not really the case. What you're doing is you're just getting somebody to agree to sell their property to you at the right price. So a lot of this business is actually just targeting the correct people and using the correct software. So what we do is we mass outreach to people. So we send thousands of text messages per day, have about a couple hundred come back, and then we see, let's say, 10 actual motivated seller leads per day. That's who we text back. That's who we call. So we're not spending our time hammering the phones. We don't have to do all these crazy sales tactics. We're not trying to convince somebody to sell their property if they want $100,000, offer it at 20, right? We find the one that already wants 20. We know we're going to sell it for 25. We call them up, offer 19 so we don't seem too desperate. We get it signed under contract, basically at their asking price. We make $6,000 profit because we worked on finding the good leads. So we have found the main thing that we found out with this business model is why we've absolutely crushed and done better than our competition is because we found the best way to efficiently reach out to sellers so that we can spend our time in the best way spent, which is talking to the most motivated leads. So the only people we're texting, the only people we're calling are those 10 super motivated leads from a list that started at 300,000. We dialed it down to 2,000. Then we mass texted them all and mass outreach to them all through whatever method we're using. And then we get on the phone with the actual people who want to sell, that are off market, that have owned it for a while, that paid extremely cheap, that have no intention for these properties. That's how we're getting somebody to be asking $15,000. And then we have a builder at 20. We just get in there, see a text back, get their email, boom, we make $5,000, we're on to the next. That's what we're doing here. So no, you don't have to know sales. A lot of these deals, actually, you can just simply text and email. You don't even have to get on the phone. You don't even have to speak to them, which a lot of people think is pretty crazy. I still think it's pretty crazy. You don't even have to get on the phone with them. But then the next thing, do I need a real estate license to do this business? No, you do not. So what we're doing is we're assigning the contract as the middleman. So what that means is We're just in between and connecting the dots, and you don't need a real estate license to do so. So we've done over 750 deals. Like I said, my brother and I don't have my real estate license. My brother doesn't have his real estate license. Majority of our students in our community don't have their real estate license. If you do have some real estate experience, it will probably put you a little bit ahead of the game, just because you might already have some builder connections that you can sell to and some people that would be buying. But you absolutely do not need it for a lot of the stuff we're doing in this business. So a lot of people don't understand that. And then question 5, how long until you make a deal? So with a lot of businesses that you're starting up, A, it's going to take you a ton of capital, and B, like a ton of money, and B, it's going to take you a long time to actually start bringing in a lot of profits into your business, if any profit into your business, right? I mean, typically, even if you get a business started and you get it profitable within the first couple of months, that's amazing, right? So people that are joining our community, we have had students on their first campaign make a deal. Plenty of students. You can check my Instagram results section. There's hundreds of student testimonials and they're crushing it. But I like to give a realistic time frame. Obviously, it completely depends on if you're a hard worker, if you're actually going to put effort into this business. The same person could take the tools and knowledge that we give them that is worth millions of dollars to myself and my brother and a few other people in the community. But the same person can take that knowledge, and I've seen it. The same person can take that knowledge, not even open it up, and make $0 from it. And the same person can take it and make $1 million a year like Grayson. And it's completely up to you. I mean, with the knowledge that you get, it's completely up to you what you make of it. But I would say realistic time frame if you're doing things correctly. You open up the videos and everything that we give you. You go ahead and watch everything, which takes you a few days. You start sending campaigns. You lock up a deal within your first week of sending campaigns. You're about 9 days in. Then about 3 to 4 weeks later, something closes. So I would say from starting this business to money in the bank, it will be about 45 days, 45 to 60 days. And our average deal size, like I said, is just over $8,200 profit. So you should be able to get close to $10,000 back in within your first 2 months. And then from that, it's rinse and repeat. It's scaling. It's getting that $10,000 to $20,000 a month, which is just an extra deal. Then getting it to 30, 40, 50,000, which is just 6 to 7 deals, a little over 1 deal per week. So that's realistic time frame to making a deal. It should take you about 45 to 60 days to get money in the bank. But we've seen people get money back in the bank within 2 weeks, 3 weeks, 4 weeks. Which is pretty crazy, even with spending $0 on marketing in some cases. So, and then question 6, this is a huge question that I always have to answer, that I always have to help people out with, is how do I actually find the builders, right? So we find the sellers, we get these sellers under contract, but who do we actually sell this to, right? Like, we're not going to get paid out. We're not going to make any money until somebody buys the property from us, right? Because we don't actually have the money to put it up, a lot of us that are watching this video. So it's a lot easier than you think. So there's a few different ways. First way is you can literally go onto google.com, and let's say, for example, I have a property in Palm Bay, Florida, and look up Palm Bay, Florida home builders with phone number. And it will pull up home builders in Palm Bay with their phone numbers. They have acquisition teams that will talk to you about this type of stuff there because they're buying thousands of lots a month. It's insane. So you can literally look it up right there, and you'll find their phone number. You can talk to their acquisition team, and they will tell you exactly what they're looking for and how much they'll pay. Another way is you can go onto Zillow. I have a couple other videos on this channel you can go and check out, and I show you how to actually find builders in certain areas on Zillow.com, which is another free website. And then the third way, which is the way, honestly, just quite frankly, we sell most of our deals now, is in our community, which we created this year. We have hundreds, if not thousands, of builders now. We have a builder buy box section that everybody in the program and the community has access to, where they're posting their builders, their buy boxes, the prices that they're paying, the areas that they're buying every single day, as well as we are. We're posting our own buyers in there and builders. So anything that we need to sell, we either send it in the community, one of our students helps get it sold, or we already have them in our network. So that's the main way that we're selling things now in that builder buy box section, which is gotten pretty out of control. We can basically sell anything anywhere throughout the country at this point. So that's how we're finding builders. And then next question, what's the most amount of money that we've made on one singular deal? What's the most amount of profit that we've made on one land deal? So the biggest deals we've done, we did a $191,000 profit deal. We did a $200,000 profit deal, and we did a $210,000 profit deal. So a lot of people with that misconception that I said earlier is that you can't make as much money in land as you do with houses. But what most people don't understand is with houses, you're really only reaching out to run down crappy properties that are only valued at, 80 to 100 grand once they're fixed up. So you're making $20, $30, $40,000 offers. If you just deal with more expensive properties in nicer areas, like for example, the one we hit a $200,000 deal on, that's $1 million property. It's just adding a couple of zeros. Like you can deal with more expensive price ranges of lots than you could with houses. Like you can find a lot in an area that they're trading for about $1 million. So even if you're making 10, 20%, you're making over 6 figures profit. So a lot of people have this misconception, but we've hit 9 deals over 6 figures in profit. We had a student in high school this year do a $150,000 and a $180,000 deal from Masterclass at 17 years old, which was absolutely insane. He had to send the wire to his mom's bank account because he couldn't open his up yet because he was only 17. He's done over $400,000 profit this year, which is crazy. But you can absolutely be hitting big deals with this. Like I said, we've done 9 over 6 figures profit. And then what is the most we've made in 1 month? So in 1 month, we have done $532,000 in profit, straight profit, strictly from our land flipping company, which is pretty insane. And obviously every single month is not like that. Sometimes your big deals will get pushed into another month. You'll have different closings and stuff like that. But yeah, we did $532,000 profit in 1 month, which was pretty insane, pretty crazy even for us to see now. And then we've had, I believe, 3 months over $300,000 in profit. We had a $299,000 profit month. And I mean, almost every single month since we've gotten into this 40 months ago has been over $100,000 in assignment fees. So pretty crazy, and pretty crazy once you get good at this and once you understand how the whole process works. As soon as you get to that first deal, you will see it's actually kind of crazy that anybody that gets to their first deal doesn't just do 1. They don't just do 2 or 3. Like they get this to consistently doing, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 deals a month forever. It's a skill that you'll learn for the rest of your life, which is pretty awesome. Like I know no matter what, if God forbid everything in my life went south and I ended up bankrupt, I could literally go into a library, hop into Lehigh Acres, a city in Florida, and I could make 50 grand a month wholesaling from that laptop. And it's just a crazy skill to have once you understand what's going on in this land game. And once you understand the whole premise behind this is you learn so many different skills that you can take into anything, which is crazy. And then startup costs. How much do you need to get started in this business? So what I recommend is if you can set aside, and you can do this for free, don't get me wrong, you can absolutely do this for free. It's just going to take you a little bit longer and you might have some hiccups down the road. But if you can swing it, if you can put $300 to $1,000 a month into this business, you can pay for all the forms of marketing that we recommend. And recommend means get this to $40,000, $50,000 a month in profit as quickly as possible. If you can set aside, whether you have to DoorDash, whether you have to Uber Eats, whether you have to work a second job, whether you have to work late at night or work up in the morning, whatever you have to do. I used to Uber Eats, DoorDash, Instacart. My brother used to do the same thing. There's no excuse. If you have a few extra hours in the day, you can be doing something to be bringing in a little bit of extra money, okay? And it's not like you have to do it forever. You just do it temporarily. You do it for 30 days. You do it for 45 days until you get this up off the ground and scaled. And you will be extremely grateful that you did. I mean, if you can set aside that $1,000 a month for 2 months straight and grind at this business, you can turn this into something that's doing $50,000 a month in profit if you stick to this full time, which is absolutely crazy. That's $600,000 a year working for yourself from your laptop completely virtually, which is crazy. And yeah, I mentioned this a little bit earlier, but it's completely virtual, this business. So like, yeah, the money's great and closing all these deals is great and running your own business is great. But it's also great to be able to run this from wherever you want. Like I'm going to dinner with my family after this. I've run this business from wherever we need to be running it. Like you can be on vacation with your family, sitting by the pool. You can be sitting there with your wife and kids, working while everyone's sitting there having a great time. Like yes, you make tons of money doing this, which is awesome. But B, like even if you have financial freedom, that doesn't always mean that you have location and time freedom, which I think is more important than the latter. So, I mean, if you are able to achieve all 3 of those things, it's absolutely game-changing. And not only game-changing, it's life-changing. And it's been absolutely life-changing for me. It's been absolutely life-changing for my brother. It has completely changed my life. I was able to drop out of college. I had no plan. I had no future. I had no idea in mind what I wanted to do. And I've been able to run this business with a family member of mine that I'm extremely close with because of it. And I'm eternally grateful for that. And it absolutely changed my life. And that's why it's amazing to be able to help and teach other people about this now, because, it has literally completely changed my life and countless others that I'm not going to sit here and bore you and name it, but it's completely changed a lot of people's lives. And then next, how do I learn? So touching on I've touched on the community and the program a little bit here. But the last thing I want to mention is why are we teaching this? Because I'm skeptical and I see people online. You see a lot of these guru people. You see a lot of these people online. I honestly don't really enjoy making the content stuff. I don't enjoy making these videos, but I do it because we're trying to teach people. And why are we trying to teach people? If I was in your shoes and I saw me teaching you saying, hey, you know what? I made $5 million in profit over the past 3 years, but I want to show you how to do it, right? Sounds silly. The reason why we're teaching it is, for example, our most successful student, Grayson. So he reached out to us about 2 years ago after we've made about 100 deals. He heard about us through his sister, who had mutual friends with us at college, and said, hey, I want to learn what you're doing. I know you guys are crushing it. I want to learn. And we said, no, we don't offer a program. We don't want anyone else to learn about this. This is a gold mine. We're running this up. We don't want anyone else to know about it, right? Obviously, as most people would. And he came back and he said, I'll give you guys $2,000 for a phone call. You're like, you know what? I mean, yeah, we're making good money. We're not making the money that we are now. We're like, you know what? Why not? Let's give him a phone call for $2,000. So we get on a Zoom call with him. We give him as much knowledge as we can. And he comes back and says, I just made a bunch of deals. I will pay for more Zoom calls. Pays for more Zoom calls. Then we actually had videos recorded of teachings, but we just used them for our team. We didn't actually give them out to anybody yet. We sold him those videos. He started turning this into a business where he's doing, 5-10 deals a month and starts making serious money. Granted, he was only 18 years old at the time, which is crazy. And turns this into something where he's making, a lot of money, and we start doing JV deals together, which are joint venture deals, which I don't know if you've seen anything on this page about that, but joint venture deals, what they are is somebody has a seller, somebody has a buyer. So let's say I have a property at $50,000 and somebody has a buyer at $70,000, but I don't have anybody to sell this to at $50,000. I take, let's say, Grayson's buyer at 70. I have the property at 50. We split the deal 50-50. We each make 10 grand profit that we otherwise wouldn't have, right? So we start doing these JV deals with Grayson, and we're like, wow. So yeah, we taught him, and he paid us a couple $1,000s to learn. But now we've done over $250,000 in joint venture deals with Grayson, I believe. It was $100,000, but now we've done a lot more deals. So we've done over $250,000 in assignment fees in joint venture deals with Grayson, right? And we're like, wow. I mean, imagine if we taught all these other people to do the same thing, and we had this huge community where everyone's joint venturing together, everybody's JVing together, everyone's doing all these partnership deals, and everybody's taking half the profits, which is what we created. And we have over $1 million a month in profit going through our community right now, which is pretty crazy. And I would say about 80% of those deals are JV joint venture deals. I don't know the exact number, but there's a lot of JV joint venture deals going on throughout the community, which we can now get a piece of. So we can go ahead and partner. We actually buy about 5 to 10 lots a month from our students right now, because if you guys don't know, we're building also as well, ground up development, luxury residential properties over in Marco Island, Florida. So we have over $20 million in active real estate development, working on picking up 2 more actually as we speak. We have one listed for $7.5 million, the renderings. We have another one listed for $15.9 million. So we're looking to get into a lot more development as well. So we're picking up a lot of lots from our students just to buy and hold. If they can't sell it to builders, if they can't joint venture it, they just go ahead and submit it to us and sell it. Or we buy them to actually go ahead and ground up develop on. Because with these big development deals, we're actually they'll profit over 7 figures per deal. So if we can stack up a few more of those, that would be a lot of money coming in. So that's what we're looking to do here is we're trying to buy a lot of deals from our students. We are trying to buy and hold a lot of deals from our students. And we're also trying to partner with our students on a lot of these deals. So that is why we made the program. And if you are looking to join the program, if you're looking to get into this business, if you want to go ahead and try it out, if you want to add in land, if you're already doing houses, whatever it is, if you look down below this video, the first link in the description will be a link to fill out information and book a call with our team to see if it's something that's a good fit, to see if you want to go ahead and work with us and be a part of the program. So if you are serious about this business, if you are serious if you're serious about working with me, serious about working with Jackson, serious about being a part of this community and having access to people like Grayson, to people like all these amazing other people in our community. Just had somebody over today, I'm not going to mention his name, at the house that did $35,000 last month, planning on doing close to $70,000 this month in profit, which is absolutely insane. Started this business this year. His first 90 days, he got it to doing over $30,000 a month from zero. So absolutely insane. And it means a lot to myself and to my brother. That's why it's amazing to see you guys. And it's amazing to teach you guys, because I want you to be our next success story. And I want everybody that watches these videos to be our next success story. And whether you join the program or whether you join the community, it doesn't matter to me. Whether you take these free videos and are able to do something with it, that means as much as to me as if you join the program and do something with it. But it's just nice to have access to you guys and partner together with you on deals with all the people in our community, because we really only buy deals from them because we are getting sent so many. It's just crazy. So for those of you that were here and watched this video, I really appreciate you guys coming on and staying on the channel. And if you did, go ahead and like and subscribe down below once again. And again, if you guys do want to book in a call with our team to go ahead and join our program, go ahead and click that first link down in the description. And I will see you guys in the next video.